Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the Hy-Vee Today show. This is Tony Tone. I was commenting on a post from our friend Sherry Sywasink on the Facebook stream, and I said, "Where are you, Sherry?" Because she's not at her normal post. When I walk downstairs, Sherry Sywasink is usually at Register 11, where she's been for 79 years. She's worked here. And she wasn't there this morning, so I'm not sure. Does Sherry have the day off? Should we put out an APV? Has anybody seen Sherry? Well, I know she's watching the show because she's in the comments section, so that's great. So hi to Sherry, and Scott Dahlke's watching, and Greg Bach, who is on vacation, I believe, Lieutenant Bach. Corey Doffelt's on there, and there's several more people. But it's interesting, Facebook only shows you like people that you're friends with that are watching, but there's 25 people right now. So if you're tuning in, thank you very much. Sherry says she's off today and that she works on Saturday. Sherry, you've never really worked a day in your life, some would say. But not me, I wouldn't say that because we're friends. It is going to be hot out today, y'all. I wasn't going to grab a Starbucks, but then I thought, I can get my keto, low-carb, sugar-free, friendly drink. And then Ashley went ahead and wrote something on the cup. I don't know, Brad, if you can see that with your camera, but she said, I wrote something on the cup, and I said, okay. And it says, Tony the Tiger, have a great day. So that's great. I've been called worse, and I will happily accept that nickname. Thank you, Ashley Hardman. You're marvelous. And yeah, by the way, if you love Starbucks and you're maybe trying to diet, or, if you're thinking, are there drinks at Starbucks that don't have sugar or that have sugar-free options? I'm telling you, this right here is perfect, sugar-free, and it's hot out already, and it's humid out already. Look at that. Today's high is going to be 93, but then you take into account the humidity, or as my dad says, the humidity. It's going to feel like 103 later. 103. And I was the guy that was grilling last night, although it had cooled off by then a little bit, but there you go. So 103. And it's like summer when the low in the evening is 72. So, and I just hope that we all keep in mind, right, that we're in the Midwest, and at any point it could snow. I mean, it snowed on Halloween last year. We don't want it to snow, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and I know that there's people that are watching that are like, well, I'd rather have snow than the heat. And I'm like, I get it. But let's get through a little bit of this. I would just like to see a fall, like a true fall, and then a winter that's short, and then a spring, and then a summer. Let's just get the seasons back if we can. How about Hy-Vee gas? So couple comments. The fuel saver is where I want to start, though. So just listen to me, okay? If you don't have a fuel saver card and you shop here, you're really leaving money on the table. How much money did people save in the month of June at this store alone? Are you ready? $19,269.13. That's not a made-up number. That's a real number from a report. I just got that graphic emailed to me this morning. That's $19,000. People in Muscatine, Iowa, or wherever you live, if you shop here, you scan the fuel saver. I coasted into work today. My car said, my Toyota Sienna told me I have 42 miles until I'm empty, which is fine. I'll probably get down to 5 miles and my gas light will be on. But I work at a place where there's a gas station because I'm trying to beef up the fuel saver a little bit. So that's awesome. $19,000 if you shop here, save. So if you come to this store and you don't have the fuel saver, I really encourage you, because I know that people will say, and I've heard people say this as I've been bagging groceries, and we ask, do you have a fuel saver? And they say, no. Would you like one? Well, I go to so-and-so gas station. Like, that's fine. You're loyal to a gas station, but they're not saving you money, and you're already here, and sometimes it's like 25, 50, 75 cents that people are just leaving. It's not like I can pick it up. It's not like if Brad didn't have a fuel saver and he's like, no, I don't want it. And I'm like, you could have had 85 cents off. I'll just give it to Tony. That's not how it works. Although if it was possible, listen, I would be up there just like this. You don't want it? Right here. Give me the fuel savings. But Brad's got the card. and I have the card. And if you shop here, you should have it because $19,000. I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of money. All right, today is all, and I'm stalling a little bit. Our guest is on the way, so just bear with me. We're going to get to Nicole Sorgenfrey in just a minute. Sherry says, I do have to go to the meeting tonight. Do I have to go to the meeting tonight since it's my day off? LOL, just kidding. Yes, we have a meeting tonight at 6 p.m. And Sherry, you better be there. Lieutenant Greg Bach says, I'm chilling in Alpena, Michigan today on Lake Huron. Wow. Probably trying to look as red as your shirt. Lieutenant Bach, don't get sunburn. You're an adult. Although I did get sunburn last week, even though I had SPF 50 on. Maybe you need some Top Care Tuesday sunscreen, right? So Lieutenant Bach, even though he's in Michigan, he knows that every single Tuesday at Hy-Vee, it's Top Care Tuesday, and you can buy one Top Care product and get one 50% off. So whether it's sunscreen, take a sip of my coffee, or if it's allergy medicine, or if it's heartburn, over-the-counter stuff, these products have the same active ingredients as the name brand. They just cost way less. So there is a Top Care sunscreen, right? I don't know if I just didn't put enough on last week or if I was just so pale that my skin absorbed the sunscreen and then I just got burnt when we were at Deep Lakes Park. I don't know what happened, but I need to get some Top Care. And look at that. There's SPF 50. 50. Dermatologist tested. Water resistant for 80 minutes. This might be the one I need. How's it smell? It smells like sunscreen. Right? You know, I mean, I feel like there's a distinct smell. This smelling sunscreen, and this is weird. Smelling sunscreen reminds me of being on my dad's boat growing up on Lake Michigan, and he had bottles of sunscreen that looked like they were from 1977. Right? Like in the cabin on the boat, there were like 6 different kinds of sunscreen. And the one type of sunscreen looked like it was, you know, it was old in the 80s, right? Sean says, hi, Tony. Hi, Sean. How are you, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. And Austin's out there as well. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Top Care Tuesday. Also, breaking news, everybody. DSW, sandals and shoes. This is how quickly things change. Yesterday morning, we did the show, and by the end of the show, DSW sandals and shoes here at the store went to 75% off. All right? So any and all remaining sandals and shoes that we have, later on, maybe we'll grab a pair of shoes or sandals, if you don't mind, Chris. They're 75% off. So if you were thinking maybe you don't need, like there's a pair of shoes over there. They're a little too big for me. I tried them on yesterday. They're a little too big. But they're $19, right? A pair of shoes, designer shoes, that on the box it's $74.99 or $79.99. They're $19. I thought about it. I'm like, do I just buy them because they're that cheap, even though they're a little bit too big? I don't know. So if you're on the fence, come on over. Sandals and shoes at 75% off. And I'll just say this, there's not a ton of stuff left for the fellas. That's okay. But ladies, if you're watching, there are so many good-looking sandals and shoes and high heels and other types of shoes that I don't know, you know, like is a wedge a thing still? I don't know. But they're 75% off. So you owe it to yourself. Megan Francis says, I should have stayed and enjoyed my Starbucks with you. Top Care sunscreen we use smells like the beach. Yeah, it does. It really does. Now I have to smell it again. Welcome to Watch Tony Smell Sunscreen. Oh, smells absolutely marvelous, right? It smells really good. All right, the truckload sale. And again, Nicole Sorgenfrey from the United Way is going to be here in a couple minutes, so I have a little bit of time. The truckload sale that we have starts this Thursday in our parking lot, and it's going to be hot, but the deals are even, dare I say, hotter, right? So we're going to show you this ad. We're going to check this out. Lieutenant Bach says, save me some Sperry's. Are there new ones? I don't think we have any Sperry's left, Lieutenant Bach. Here's the truckload sale ad. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you can purchase things from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. Keep in mind, a lot of these deals are while supplies last. Right? The meat truck is going to have things like a Hy-Vee meat bundle, Hy-Vee shredded cheese. Look at the size of the cheese, by the way. 2-pound bag. You mean to tell me you don't need who doesn't need a 2-pound bag of Colby Jack? I think I found a new cheese, by the way. I had some Colby Jack yesterday that was very good. So that's just a couple examples of things that are on the truckload. Let's look at the bacon, the chicken grillers, the Gary's quick steaks. And there must be a real Gary, right? Like, you're not going to put your name, like, could it be Tony's quick steaks? Possibly. But there's Gary's quick steaks. So those are like what you would make for like a Philly steak sandwich, right? So there's bacon on there, there's chicken grillers, there's twice baked potatoes, and this is just what's on the meat truck. So you're gonna come to the store, it's gonna be in our parking lot. There's also wine and spirits deals out there. Again, while they last, don't miss it. And then some snack items as well. It's a truckload, the biggest truckload sale in the history of Muscatine. And don't forget, if you spend $150, we're going to put 50 cents on your fuel saver. Chris has got some shoes. Let me just quickly show. Oh, look at these. This is fantastic. So here's a great example of something. Look at this slipper. Look at that. That's got to be like the most comfortable shoe ever. So the price on the box says $34.99, but that's not true. It's 75% off the price on the box. So do the math and check that out. That is a Minnetonka. It's very, oh my goodness. Did they have it in a 13 wide back there? That's super comfortable. So that's one example of the remaining DSW shoes and sandals. Here's a Jessica Simpson shoe that is on the box. It says $49.99, but you're going to pay 75% less than that, 75% off. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So those are, the display is near the dairy, and you should check it out, 75% off. All right, last but not least, really quick, it's hot outside. I already talked about that. I got the Starbucks drink. Aisles online. If you don't want to get out, you can shop from your phone. You can shop from your home. You can shop if you're all alone. You can shop with Tony Tone if you want to keep rhyming. Same-day groceries are available for today, so don't hesitate. Order and pick it up later. It's awesome on your phone or at Hy-Vee.com/grocery with aisles online, because it is hot. I understand that. All right. Our friend Nicole Sorgenfrey with the United Way of Muscatine is here, and she can attest to the fact that it is already, it's hot and humid out, right?
It is.
Oh my gosh. It's good to see you.
You as well.
Thank you for being here. I just want to say hi to Alma and Mike and everybody that's watching. Brian on Facebook right now. I can see you popping up. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them and we'll acknowledge you. How are things with the United Way? I don't want to ask if you get busier when it gets hot out, because you've been busy during the pandemic, but have more people reached out needing assistance or trying to get pointed in the right direction as the weather creeps up, or no?
Not really. We'll have agencies ask us questions and so forth.
Okay.
When it gets really hot, we'll open up cooling spots.
Sure.
Which typically Salvation Army and MCSA will be those. I have not heard if they're doing that yet.
Okay.
They should be doing that, but I have not heard. I guess I should probably ask that question.
Well, I think Lieutenant Bach is watching, so he could probably answer it if he's out there. That's a good point. So it's going to be, I mean, at least for the next week, heat, humidity, and it doesn't really, work for folks that don't have the ability to turn on air conditioning or fans. So the cooling centers can be life-saving, quite frankly. So. All right. So what is the latest update? So Nicole, you've been here several times. Pandemic rolls into town, the need increases, you guys have met the need, but there has been a little bit of a transition going on. So where do we find ourselves today, for instance, July 7th, with respects to what the United Way Muscatine is continuing to do, and has anything shifted since the last time you were here?
So we worked with the Muscatine Community School District and Public Health. They have resource navigators. And we identified 45 families who cannot get out to food pantries and who are in true poverty. So we then partnered up with ISU Extension and Outreach and figured out menus for them. So we are delivering 2 full meals every other week to them.
Wow.
With all the instructions, with Abby's assistance from Iowa State Extension and Outreach. And then once we figured all that out, Rotary donated $3,000 to the cause.
Whoa.
So they donated that to the Community Foundation, and then we wrote a grant, and Community Foundation matched that. So that is amazing. So we're working with $6,000 to provide these families meals, we should be able to do 7 delivery times. So today we'll be delivering. Hy-Vee's been great to work with because we need 45 items of all these items that are on the recipe. So sometimes it's kind of hard right now, especially a couple weeks ago when the meat was a shortage, when you could only get a couple of cans of tomatoes and so forth. So I've been working with Dan, the Aisles Online guy, and he just can get that stuff in for me and hold it until we need it. So
that's outstanding. That Rotary, shout out to Rotary Club Muscatine, turning $3,000 into $6,000, and of course the Community Foundation and Charlotte and everybody. That's unbelievable, though, to be able. So that's still a thing. If you're watching, Nicole just told you could make a donation, and then we can get it matched at the Community Foundation. So those 45 families are going to be well taken care of. And I love that you worked with ISU Extension about building a menu, because they're so good about looking for healthy menu ideas and nutritional information. Oh my gosh, that's really great. So
every week we have different flyers that we send out with them through ISU. So it might be like, what spices do you use with what meat? It might be how to use leftovers. It might be conversation starters for the dinner table. I mean, all this stuff trying to build good families, wholesome families at the dinner.
Can I ask? I mean, I'm not trying to pry, but I'm so excited to hear about this. I have to imagine that the families that are on the receiving end are truly not only thankful. I don't mean that, but they have to just be really excited about
all we've
this.
heard is positive feedback.
Right. That's so encouraging. So 45 families identified living in poverty, and United Way springs into action, does what you do best, which is like connect the dots with other agencies in town, and then these folks are getting taken care of. And I can only imagine that it's going to help just continue to set them up for success. Maybe they didn't know how much they could cook at home, and now you're giving them the tools and the recipes and the skills to do that. That's wonderful.
Right.
And that's just a small example of what's been going on for Nicole and everybody during this pandemic, because these families were just, I don't want to say recently identified, but it was within the last, 2 months or so?
So once we started the mobile food pantry, and that was probably about 4 months ago when they decided to deliver to these families. That's how it was identified, that these families have true poverty and they don't have transportation. Some of them, probably about half of them, live close to like Franklin or Jefferson, so they're able to get lunches. But a lot of them live on the outskirts of town. So it's hard to get to. So it's been a great partnership to learn that. And the Buy, Eat, Live Healthy website through ISU Extension and Outreach is amazing. It can be an app on your phone, and it's in English and Spanish, and we're printing it off in English and Spanish for the families. So it's been a true blessing.
Yeah, that's it. And I think it's just important for everybody to keep in mind that when we're talking about helping people and food pantries and mobile food drives, literally, as Nicole said, there are some folks that don't have the means to get to where the food is. And if you think about a 93-degree day when it's going to feel like 103, it is not reasonable to say, well, they could just walk, right? I mean, so to have this plan be put in place is so encouraging. Do the families, I'm just thinking for people that are watching that are generous and kind, that are thinking like I'm thinking right now, do the families need clothing? Do they need other supplies that people could donate? Or
so we're kind of working on that right now. We have the hygiene cleaning closet. So last week we sent out a slip in all of the bags saying you can contact us for these supplies. And then we're working with the resource navigators on other items that they might need. So there's lots of other little entities that we are working on. But one of the things is our school supplies drive. Every year we hold the school supplies drive. Well, this year it's not really feasible for us to hold a drive because a lot of our companies that we work with are not back in the office and so forth. So what Community Action is doing is that they're just handing out gift cards for folks to get the school supplies in our Muscatine County. So they're working on getting funding for that. And then we will have school supplies on hand for once kids start and there's things that they need to fill in those gaps that the teachers are requesting and so forth. So if you want to hold the school supplies drive, we will still have some school supplies on hand, but a majority of it will be funds that you can donate to Community Action. But those families that we're working with the meal program will also be able to get that. So in partnership with all of that, every year we do the shoes.
Right, I was
all
going
the
to say,
kids.
yeah.
So we're really trying to figure out how to give out all these shoes, because for the last 8 months, I've been buying tennis shoes.
Sure.
Anytime you can find them inexpensive, because usually we buy them around $35, and we buy nice tennis shoes.
Yeah.
So we're buying, Nikes and Adidas and Under Armour and all those good stuff. And so that they last at least
absolutely.
through Christmas, because we all know how kids are.
How many shoes typically would be donated in the past? Is there
About 500.
Oh my gosh. So if you're watching, all right. So, and again, the intent is to not overwhelm people, but because these are events that have happened annually, it's just, with the pandemic, what Nicole said, it's going to be tougher to do so. So if you're watching, you can do a couple of things. You can donate monetarily to community action, or you can contact Nicole at the United Way and say, hey, I want to help out with school supplies, or hey, I want to buy 2 pairs of shoes. Where can I take them? Because that's important to note that, yes, school might look different this year. It probably is going to, but the plan is to hopefully get kids back into the classroom. And we can't just assume that kids are going to show up with the supplies that they need, let alone some kids have to worry about not having the right proper footwear. I mean, that's crazy to think about.
Muscatine is going to supply school supplies like they did last year, but then there's still some things that the teachers are requesting that they'll need that they're not able to supply. And then we also work with West Liberty, Wilton, and L&M for school supplies.
Wow.
So what we're trying to do is come up with a plan where, once they sign up for school supplies, they get a notice to call us, give us the shoe size. We leave them outside of our door. They pick them up, do that.
I think it's a good idea to have that contactless approach, and I just hope for people that are watching, you're hearing all the different ways you can get involved if you're looking, or hear me if you work at a place that maybe has typically held a supply drive. Turn that into, can you donate $5? Are you doing a jeans day? Could you do a virtual jeans day? Could you set up a link and donate online? Could you have a payroll deduct? Because 500 pairs of shoes is a lot. And the supplies, I know, one year you filled a bus with supplies. I mean, several years a bus was filled with supplies.
And we were planning to do that this year, but obviously that didn't
the
work out.
pandemic had ruined everything. But the thing is, the kids need to be ready for school throughout the whole county. I'm glad you mentioned that. We're talking about the whole county here. So I just hope if you're watching, you hear this. So that's exciting. I was wondering if the shoe drive, school supply drive were going to happen, and that was one of the things I was going to ask.
But it's one of those things where just imagine a family, maybe a single mom of 2 kids.
Sure.
She had, a restaurant job that she really liked, and then she was laid off for 3 months because of the restaurants and the pandemic. And now she's trying to get caught back up with all of her bills and everything. And now she's got to figure out how to get her kids back to school with new clothes and new shoes.
Yeah.
That's why we step in. I mean, it's not just those who are in poverty. It's those who are working to stay out of poverty, and they're just above that line, which we call Alice. And I mean, that right there just tells you, yes, everyone's they're trying.
Well, and
they
sometimes,
really are trying.
and sometimes it's just that one thing that the parent has to make that choice. I can either afford to buy my kid those shoes that they need for $40, but then what about my utility bill? Right? I mean, that's the choice that maybe they're making. I don't know for sure. I'm not in that predicament, but I can empathize for people that are, because I think we've all struggled, right? When you get to that point when you're like, all right, well, I'm not going to spend money on a Starbucks. I'm going to save it so that I can have this for that. So for parents, we're talking about the bare necessities for their kids: shoes, supplies, backpacks, getting them to school safely. So there's a lot that goes into that. And I just hope for people that are watching, you understand United Way is always a tremendous place to start if you don't know how to get involved, whether it's volunteering or just giving. So we've touched on a couple of events that are coming up, going on. Is there anything else that you're working on? The
Muscatine Charities, we always pair up with them and do a grant for the shoes. So we do have funds that came through a local funder. But we are also still working on getting groceries to those who are 60 and over and have underlying health issues. So we do that on Thursday afternoons, and that's all volunteer-based. The food pantry at MCSA packs the bags, and then we have 13 routes, so we have volunteers that take those bags and deliver them to. So you end up delivering about 18 to 24, depending on the route.
Sure.
We're still at 200 people that are receiving those. And I have called about half of them and talking to them, and the stories, I mean, these are seniors who are, I mean, I had one yesterday that was 100 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Still living on her own. Her
In
neighbor picks
town?
up her bag and brings it in for her. Yeah.
200 people
Yeah.
that are 60 plus that have no, and this is a thing. So at the store we do, Tara Riggin does call-in orders. Like people can call in that don't have access to a computer to shop online, and she'll take their order over the phone. And during the height of the pandemic, I took a lot of those phone calls, and I took some of those deliveries, and I literally had a lady one day, and I don't want to say where, but she said, "You're the first person I've seen in 3 days."
Yeah.
And I was devastated. And I think when you say that there's 200 people that are 60 plus years old, they don't have anybody, Nicole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality. Like that lady that I just told you all about doesn't have anybody. There's no family. It was just her calling the store, placing the order, us doing the shopping, bringing it to her. So when you say 200, holy moly. So again, if you're watching, I just hope you understand, there is a need in your community, and you can help meet that need, because we want to ensure it's kind of like a big bet. If you're able to give and do the right thing now, then as you get older, should you find yourself needing help, hopefully the foundation is strong, and part of that foundation is called the United Way and all these other great resources, so that you can lean on them for assistance should you find yourself in that position. So I'm very surprised to hear that it's still 200 people.
I
So
did
that
have
need
quite
is
a few
real.
of them tell me yesterday that yes, they still would like our delivery.
Yeah.
But to fill the gap, they do still have a delivery from Hy-Vee. So
Wow.
well, that's good that they're still getting things from other places.
So basically, we just need somebody to win the lottery, like a $200 million jackpot, and just write a check to the United Way for $100 million to
Oh,
cure
that would be
all of these
amazing.
problems, right? I mean, seriously, how much but the reality is, if you're watching it, it's $25 or $50, or like Rotary Club writing a check for $3,000 and being able to match it. That's where you can really make a difference. Do we know how long, and I don't expect you to know the answer, but the matching program with the Community Foundation seems to be still going on.
It is still going on.
I don't know if there's like a
there is still funds there.
Okay. I should
So
ask
it will
Charlotte
go
that,
on
yeah.
until the funds are demolished or
Sure.
COVID's demolished.
But that's
But,
nice to know.
And we're getting ready for our campaign, and it's going to look different this year because we
Sure.
all know that people need more assistance because of COVID with either their homing
Yeah.
bills and all this other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like we've talked about. It could be that first-time person that's asking for help to meet the need on a one-time bill, and they're like, if I can do this, that would be awesome. So is it going to be, and we've got the website pulled up right there, Nicole, unitedwayofmuscatine.org. So with respects to the annual United Way campaign, what are those dates? And then for people that are wanting to donate, I'm assuming they'll be able to do so online as they have in the past, but is that going to be more the focus, maybe some social-friendly donation? Because a lot of people will donate from their phone if they can click a link.
Yes,
So
there is,
when is that campaign going to start?
So we're breaking it out the 1st of August.
Okay. Wow.
So it will have all new logo, all new sayings,
Yeah.
because this is the year that we were going to change it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working hard on that part of it.
Okay, so August 1st. So maybe as we get closer to that, you can come back, or Shane can come on, and we can roll out that.
I think Shane's scheduled to come on to talk about it.
Perfect. New logo and a new approach for the United Way's
So
annual
we'll
campaign.
be doing a lot of little events.
Okay.
It might be a lot of talk on different shows.
Yeah.
We're hoping to do some like YouTube videos of different, like about our Alice
Yeah.
data, and so you can do your own little lunch and learn.
Yeah.
Because we were going to plan like a real lunch and learn, but no, you can't.
Well, again, I think the technology is to your advantage. People are, I mean, there's 21 people watching us live right now at this very moment. So people are still, a lot of them are at home. A lot of them are looking for content, looking for ways to get involved. And I think the good thing is, even if for the people that are watching that have not left their house a lot, or are just kind of, getting out, but practicing social distancing, from your phone, from your tablet, from your computer, or if you don't have any of those, you can pick up a phone, talk to Nicole, and then write a check.
Yeah.
I'm sure if somebody out there wanted to write a check but they couldn't get it to you, you'd probably come and get it.
Oh,
Or arrange for it to be picked up, right? If you got that bag of gold coins that I always joke about, you don't know what to do with. So now more than ever, being able to say, on a show like this or wherever else, like, here's what's going on, here's what we're doing. Because I do still think for some people, when they hear United Way, they go, I don't know what they do. And that's okay. Yeah. Because there's been so much education and information over the last 7 months during this pandemic. We hope that can just continue to grow and that you can reach more people with the message. Right, and that's where I think for that person that's watching that wants to get involved but doesn't know the first place to start, whether it's the Volunteer Muscatine website or the United Way Muscatine website or your Facebook page, or just reaching out and asking, hey, what can I do? What can my family do to help? We've got $100 a month. What would be the best use of that? What would be the best use of our time? That's where you guys step in and you can say, here's everything that we're doing. I mean, we've touched on so many examples just in the last 15 minutes on this show. It's kind of overwhelming, but in a good way, right? Because what would have happened with no United Way during a pandemic?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to think about that.
And I always think of United Way, it's kind of like the middleman. We pull in the right resources and the right agencies to work on a bigger project. Yep. So we can, get a more bang for our buck, per se.
Well, and you have relationships.
And that's what we did during the pandemic. It was amazing. I mean, we pulled in MCSA, Salvation Army, and we worked hard to make sure that family, or folks who were in their 60s and having underlying health issues had food delivered to their home safely from volunteers.
Well, and I think it's worth celebrating that and talking about it. And then also at the same time, Nicole just said there's 200 folks that are 60 plus years old that are still relying on receiving help. And there's 45 families that are having groceries brought to them that didn't have means of transportation to get out. And there's a need for school supplies and 500 pairs of shoes. So again, there's a lot going on, but it's all good and it's a great effort. I mean, there's a lot of people that have been involved. I love seeing the pictures like that of folks taking the time to make a difference. Is there anything else that we need to mention while you're here?
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay.
I mean, there's something at United Way, there's something for everybody. So if you don't have funds to donate, that's okay. Give us a call and we'll find a great volunteer match for you. I mean, there's lots of things you can help us with, and that's what we need. We need folks to help us build this, make our community a better community.
What about, because I know the answer is going to be a yes, but like in a non-pandemic, we're talking about packing the bus and food rescue and day of caring and everything that's on the screen right there. But then we're also talking about those great events that would draw so many people, which are things we can't really do right now, like the pancake breakfast. What about a virtual Kids First Fun pancake breakfast where you get local chefs, like Chef Scott at Hy-Vee or Chef Tess at the Merrill, and they're like live streaming, making pancakes, and maybe people can jump in at home and they're making pancakes with their kids and they could donate online and you could generate some funds for the Kids First Fund. What do you think about that
That
idea?
is what we're thinking about right now. So it would be like a cup of coffee is X amount and so forth. Because what we're kind of scared about is once school starts, is our Kids First Fund really getting down there, because these kids have been home and not really having to wear lots of clothes. I mean, like Tony's son still wears his pajamas all day. So
Every day.
I mean, he doesn't need clothes. But once they get into school, they're going to need these items.
Absolutely.
They're going to need more assistance and so forth. And so, we're worried about that. And we've missed 2 Kids First pancake breakfasts, which would have been about $2,000 for our fund.
Gosh.
So we're really thinking about that. So hopefully in August we can do something along.
Well, I think you do like a virtual Kids First Fun pancake breakfast. I think you talk to someone like a Mark Mitchell at Contrary and say, can we bring back like I'm not saying you have to have an event that draws a lot of people, but could you do a Kids First Fund ale and donate $1 from each beer to the fund? I mean, I'm sure they would love that idea.
Would you like to be on our committee?
I don't want to be, but I have all these good ideas that I'm just serving up on a platter. Listen, I got all these kids. I don't have time. I love committees, but I got all these ideas, and I'm always happy to share them. And I just think that there are people that care and that want to get involved, and they understand the importance of those events. And wouldn't it be great to just be sitting here, non-pandemic, hypothetically, and say, like, there's a Kids First Fun pancake breakfast this Friday, and it's going to be a success. But that's not where we find ourselves. And $2,000 is a lot of money. And you're right, school is going to start. Even if it looks different, kids are going to need to be well equipped to learn. And we know that if kids don't show up ready to learn, they will not have success. And they will fall through the cracks. As much as Muscatine has done a really good job in the last 8 years that I've been here, at least, identifying and meeting those kids now more than ever, right? Now more than ever, we need to make sure that come August 23rd or 4th, whatever the day is, those kids are ready and they're well equipped, because it is not their fault that they don't have shoes or that they don't have supplies. And the last thing they want to do is feel different from their peers. And that's what's so great about that Kid First Fund. I don't want to think about it being depleted. That's a terrible word, depleted. No. It's not good, right? So get involved if you can, and reach out to Nicole and say, what do you need? And she'll say, where do you want me to start? Right? Or go to the website and educate yourself. It's right there, unitedwayofmuscatine.org. And we've certainly talked about, by the way, have those numbers been updated? I feel like, could you imagine the volunteer hours just during the pandemic? Have you thought about that? Is there a number?
I turn them in every month, so I don't know.
I mean,
what about that was 2019. So
what about the pandemic volunteer hours? Thousands at this point, right?
Yeah. If you get our newsletter, it will tell you on that.
That's exciting. Nicole's doing the math on how many hours she's worked. And you did take a little time off, or not yet?
I took 3 days off last week.
Oh, how dare you.
Yeah.
Was it nice?
I did get lots of phone calls, and I did have to go to work one day. I went to Cedar County.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. You went,
I went really far away.
You went super far. But you also chose this job. It's more of a lifestyle than a job.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do what you do, and I mean, you can have the expectation of being off, but it is your lifestyle.
Right. I chose this, and when there's a pandemic or a flood or a tornado, we have to step up. I mean, that's what we do. That's what this position does. So.
Well, and it's just, the expectation is there for Shane and everybody else. I mean, you are the United Way. Just like when I'm not here, I'm still Tony from Hy-Vee, or, yesterday, the Hy-Vee gas station are you still at the radio station? And I was like, no, I've been here almost 3 years. That's how fast time goes by. Isn't that crazy? I can see, because the gray hair, it's the proof. It's right there. Thank you for being here. UnitedWayOfMuscatine.org is the website, on social media. I can't wait to see what happens with Kids First Fund. I will happily give you guys all the ideas I have and promote it until I'm blue in the face. It's the easiest
committee ever to be on, honestly.
Is it? Stop trying to sign me up for that. I'm going to get an email later
I'm just telling anyone else who
welcome
wants
to the
be
Kids
on the
First
committee,
Fund committee. We would love for you to try the Toyota Muscatine What's in the Box, if you'll have it. Let me ask, as I always do, Chris, is there anything alive in the box? Okay, perfect. So, Nicole, what you're going to do is, you've done this before.
Yeah.
You're going to close your eyes, hands in the box, push the doors open, and give it a good guess. Here we go. What's in the Toyota Muscatine What's in the Box for this morning? It looks like, Chris. Chris is smart. All right, what's your guess? Okay, packaging, I think you said so far.
No.
I'm going to give you a little hint. How well do you know the layout of this store? If I said it was something from aisle 10, would that mean anything to you?
No.
Okay. If I said it was something that you could drop in the mail, would that help?
It's a card.
It is a card. And I want you to look at what it says on the card, because that is exactly what you guys do. Isn't that awesome?
Aww.
Look at Chris Anderson killing it over there. That's the coolest card I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, that's a card that that's really awesome. That's a card. Remember when cards were boring back in the day?
That is a cool
card. Look at that.
So, yeah,
Go
Hy-Vee
change the world.
Cool
Wow. And I don't know, does it have other letters? Not that it matters, but that is super cool. Inside the card, it says, "So excited to see where life takes you. Congratulations." So it's kind of like a graduation card.
Oh, yeah.
Or for someone like Nicole and the crew, that's great. Good for you. I just like that it says what's inside the card on the back. Like, that's very smart. Look at that. It shows you.
Well, this is kind of neat.
And it's only $7.99.
You can display it like that,
Yeah, and you're like, you know what? I am changing the world. Thank you for being here. Keep up the good work. Please, let's get Shane in here to announce the campaign and how that's going to look different.
Yeah, so I figured that I'll probably be on your show again the end of July, and then
that works for me.
Scheduled in August.
He is scheduled already.
Well, we were working ahead and getting everything scheduled.
I love it.
In line.
It's great
for us to break out all of our big news. And
yeah, I would love to announce it here. Let the record state.
Well, you know what? We could probably do that.
Okay, that's good.
When we work with Shane today, we might have to move that date up.
Okay.
Because we have a couple things scheduled, but yeah.
We'll definitely take the scoop here. That's for sure. All right? We're good with scoops. We like the scoop. We like scoop, literally and figuratively. Have a good rest of your day. Continue changing the world. And it sounds like it's a busy Tuesday, right?
I have to go buy groceries for 45 people.
Okay, Nicole has to go shopping. All right, let's go to the CVI Bank and Trust aisle cam, which is looking at breakfast, which is a good thing to have when you're shopping for 45 people. And at Hy-Vee, it's $5. So every single weekday, we've got a new special ready to go. Alma Brunson says hi, by the way, and Corey Daufelt says hi. So a lot of people saying hello to Nicole, and man, they do a great job at the United Way. Look at that breakfast burrito. Hy-Vee kitchen manager Bonnie Alamoski watching now. And Chad, maybe we go to the Facebook page and we can show folks that Facebook Live video of Bonnie and Skip getting a flag cheesecake in the face. But in the meanwhile, that breakfast burrito right there is $5. Look at that. Ooh-wee. Doesn't that look good? I know it's good because I've had it. Not today, but I've had it in general, right? Breakfast burrito. It's portable, and you got a little salsa, you got a little sour cream, a little bit of orange pop back there, a little bit of an orange, and then just a nice touch, like a little soy sauce. Is that soy sauce on the breakfast burrito? Okay. I'm in. And a little sweet and sour. The savory and the sweet. Is it a little hot mustard too? It adds color, and it would add some good flavor. That hot mustard's spicy. Brad's like, he knows about hot, spicy mustard. I don't know. I have a low tolerance for hot stuff, but I'm always willing to try, right? As long as it doesn't give me heartburn. That's my thing. All right, do we have a live video? Here we go. We're on the Facebook page, and yeah, it's a couple posts down, so you're heading in the right direction. Boney, yeah, right below that guy. Look out for that guy. Wearing the same shirt, by the way. This is a different one. It's clean. Here we go. So I'm not super worried about the audio, but this is yesterday. And by the way, that video
announcement
has
I'm making
4,000 views.
right now. This is Facebook unofficial.
So Hy-Vee kitchen manager Boney Alamoski, food service director Skip Armstrong, they made a bet with their team, and they said if we can place in the top 3 for the flag cheesecake contest, we're going to take one of them in the face. And we don't know for sure still, but we think we placed in the top 3. So just watch this. Is there audio right now too? Watch this happen.
These ladies who worked really hard.
These guys absolutely. Have you guys seen this? Because Skip. Okay, I don't want to spoil it.
Who's going
But
first?
man, Kendra got Skip really good. Check this out.
All right, count with us.
And also tell people that they don't have masks on because it's just employees.
You can tell Boney was a little nervous too.
We are
right?
shut down.
Like,
We will clean up as soon as they're done and reopen back up. But ladies and gentlemen,
And I want to point
count
out
with
nobody
me.
else was in
We're
the
going
restaurant.
with a
No
5,
customers.
4,
So that's why they took their masks off.
3, 2, 1.
It was just for the video. Watch this. Look at the hair.
It's the hair!
Look at how much Skip.
Oh my gosh!
Look at how
All right,
much
let's
Skip
see.
has in his hair.
Skip, how's it feel?
Feels like I got some new hair gel.
Okay. Bonnie, how you doing?
It tastes good.
It tastes good.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh! All right, so
So
you're just joining
that was
us.
fantastic, and those guys were good sports. Somebody said Skip looked like Chewbacca is my favorite comment. So we definitely want you to buy the flag cheesecakes. Whether you choose to put them in your face or not, that's totally up to you. Skip had it in his nose. So these are, we still have some. They're not expired by any means. They are cheaper, though. So now you can pick one up for $6.50 here at the store. I mean, Kendra put it in his hair, right? Y'all saw that. That was like in his hair.
Man, Kendra, that was
I can't get over how awesome that was to watch, and you can check out that video on our Facebook page. But my favorite comment was that he looks like Chewbacca. And look at Bodie. Bodie got cleaned up real fast. That bald head helped him out. All right. So just a little bit of fun yesterday at the store, and it was great. All right. So today is July 7th. It is Tuesday. It is National Father-Daughter Take a Walk Day. So I do have a meeting later tonight from 6 to 7:30, but of course we're always outside at my house. I have a daughter now. I don't know, Chad, if I let me airdrop this picture from what I had to do when I got home last night. You know, it would have been one thing to just have, oh, this is perfect. So my son saw that somebody in the neighborhood had something in their backyard, and I don't know how he convinced my wife that it was a good idea for us to order it. But anyways, I got to put this together last night in my basement. And I know what you're thinking. It's just a plastic house, right? It's a little Tykes, whatever. The amount of pieces for that thing and the screws, and then you get done and there's like 3 leftover screws, and you're like, well, if the roof collapses on them, so be it. It's plastic. So that was 32 minutes in the basement. That's Ted in the pajamas, right? He's not wearing pajamas. He's got pajamas on every day. To get him dressed is a chore. It is not easy to get him dressed. And there's Lucy. So today is National Father-Daughter Take a Walk Day. That girl was so excited. She just kept saying, house, house. And she was enamored with it. Like, after I built it, I went into the other part of the basement and just like laid down for a second. And then she was just like, house, come here. And I was like, no, you go and play with it. I am good right now, girlfriend. Like, I built that for you guys, not for me. I do not fit in that house. So that's in my basement, and that's what we needed. So I feel like little Tykes, where's my money, right? I got an inflatable bounce house that has a hole in it, by the way, in the basement. Apparently you can sew it. You know what I have time for is to sew a bounce house hole closed. Is there a seamstress that could do that? Right? They're like, get some fishing. And I'm like, There's like a little hole. I just put a bunch of tape. Anyways. Today is also National Macaroni Day, and we certainly have a whole bunch of different macaroni. And what I love about what the guys grabbed is like gluten-free penne. Guess what? That could be called macaroni. And the Italian in me loves that, right? If you've ever watched like The Sopranos, they talk about macaroni. They're not really necessarily talking about macaroni and cheese. They're talking about get the macaroni and the meatballs. So you've got a couple different examples of macaroni, right? Maybe you do the Macarena while making some macaroni. I feel like you make macaroni, there's a lot of different ways that people finish it. So, of course, boiling water, noodles, drain the water, then you got the powder cheese. But then are you going like a piece of butter? Some people do the butter. Some people do a little splash of milk. Sometimes you get mac and cheese that's a little too runny, and then it becomes like soupy. There is a good way to do it, right? Mustard on mac and cheese? Why? Chris Anderson is saying that mustard... I never thought I was going to fire Chris Anderson, but mustard on mac and cheese? For real? Why?
I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I've been doing that.
Okay. Mustard on mac and cheese?
I learned it from my dad.
Your dad? All right. I'm not going to knock it because I haven't tried it, but that's interesting. Mustard on mac and cheese. I like mustard. Some people don't like. I'm on team mustard. There's other people that only make mac and cheese and then like cut up a hot dog and put it in there. And I think that Chris is not okay with that. Chris is like, oh no, the mustard's fine, but the hot dog? Really? You're like, no hot dog. Okay, well, wow. All right, so if you're watching and you've ever put mustard on mac and cheese, let me know in the comments. Wow. I'm really like low carbing it, but I'm super tempted to just like call the kitchen and say, get us some mac and cheese and some mustard so we can have this out. Maybe later in the week we'll come back to this. All right, mustard on mac and cheese. Interesting. Why mustard and mac and cheese even exist is probably what that says. But maybe it's a combination that I'm missing the boat on. And that's from Pure Wow. Okay. It's a secret ingredient. Chris Anderson is a pioneer. All right, scroll down, Chad. Let's go through this. It's happening right now. Cheese, pasta, milk, butter, nothing better. It's mustard. What? Whether you're cooking macaroni from scratch or from a box, a tablespoon of mustard. What? I don't understand. The acidity cuts the sometimes overwhelming creaminess of the mac and cheese and rounds out its flavor. Anderson family living in the year 3000. Brad is saying use the Boji's mustard. I don't know. I want to ask Chef Scott. Maybe he's got... Maybe I don't know. What do I know? Mustard and mac and cheese on macaroni day. Okay. We're going to do it Friday. Let's just put it on the schedule. Even if I just have a little spoonful, it'll be my little cheat carb of the week. Chris is like, you'll like it. Like, I like mac and cheese, don't get me wrong. But mustard on it? All right. I'm not saying I'm against it. Today, July 7th, is also National Strawberry Sundae Day. Now, if you tell me that you put mustard on a strawberry sundae, we're going to have words. All right. So here are some strawberry sundae cups. Nothing reminds me of my grandparents' house more than this. I feel like the ice cream sundae cup was a staple at my grandma's house. Now, don't have too many of them. Grandma, you're giving me one. It's like a thimble of ice cream. But when you take the lid off of these, of course, the chubby kid move, is because there's always ice cream. There's residual ice cream on the lid. You have to either lick it off or just with a spoon take it off. That's a little pro tip from your chubby bunny, Tony. There is ice cream on the top right here. Don't leave it, okay? Don't leave it. Ew, mustard ice cream. Gross. Mustard ice cream. Y'all are tripping. Mustard ice cream. I also want to show this, since it is, again, macaroni day. This is Wacky Mac. I don't know where the guys found this. I've never seen this before. This is Wacky Mac enriched tomato beet spinach macaroni. So if you're thinking, oh, I love vegetables, but I also love noodles, this is for you, I guess? This is in the health market. Okay, well, beet flavored noodle? No thanks. But I love it's Wacky Mac. It's veggie noodles. Look at that. I mean, that's the whole thing. How are the carbs? Don't look at the carbs. There's Wacky Mac on the screen, too. Look at that. All right. Wacky Mac is real. And then we have a nice Repinier 1-year aged Gouda. So if you are going to make some homemade mac and cheese, get fancy. And Repinier, I think I'm saying that right. Repinier. The cheese from the cheese market is just the best. Look at that. Delmer will be happy to cut the cheese for you, and they can wrap it and get you all taken care of. Delmer Coolers is an expert at cutting the cheese. Corey Doffelt on Facebook says jalapeno mustard. Jalapeno mustard on mac and cheese? Wow. Heartburn. That's what I'm feeling right now. Okay, and then the last thing for July 7th, it is National Dive Bar Day. Now, here's the thing. I could sit here and list some places that you could call a dive bar, but I don't want them to be offended. And I feel like that shouldn't be something, like the bar behind me is not a dive bar, but I just don't want people to take offense to it, right? There are some neighborhood spots that people might label a dive bar, but it shouldn't have a negative connotation behind it, right? Those can be some of the best places, right? Like I think of a place that I used to go to that I lived around the corner from Mike's Hilltop Tap, right? I wouldn't call Mike's Hilltop Tap a dive bar because I love everybody that works there. I had bike night there. I had a lot of fun there. But it is a neighborhood spot, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like that, the connotation that comes with it. But I did enjoy the people at the Hilltop. They became my friends. And I didn't know if they wanted to at first. They were like, who is this guy? You're doing bike night here? And then they were like, we like this guy. And I like them too. All right, let's mention a couple of things and we're going to get out of here for today. So the Top Care Tuesday, let's come back to that. So Top Care Tuesday, every Tuesday at the store, is an awesome way for you to get some Top Care products and not have to pay full price, right? So we talked about sunscreen as an example. Buy one Top Care product, get one 50% off, whatever it is. I mean, there's so many examples of Top Care pain reliever. There's allergy medicine. There's Top Care toothpaste. There's toothbrushes. We're just scratching the surface. So buy one, get one 50% off. Same active ingredients in your name brand products, but not at the name brand price. Excuse me, 2 examples right there, and perfect on a day like this when it's going to be 93 degrees, but it's going to feel like 103 is Top Care sunscreen. So that's Top Care Tuesday. That's going on today. Check it out. The truckload sale at this store and at Hy-Vee Main Street That is ready to roll for Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the parking lot here at our store and in the parking lot at Hy-Vee Main Street in downtown Muscatine. We're talking 2 stores, 5 trucks. Price is good on the trucks only while supplies last. Let's look at the meat bundle. I don't want to neglect the meat bundle. So you can check that out. We want you to come out to the parking lot. We'll get you taken care of. That meat bundle has 5 brats, 5 chops, and 5 chicken breasts, $15. So there's just one example. I did the math on the bacon yesterday while I was doing a little Facebook Live video in the afternoon from the office. Comes down to like $2.77 a package, if you look at it that way. And you can brag to your friends that you bought a case of bacon. Freeze it, bake it, save it, share it, give it to me, whatever you want to do. How about the barbecue pork patties? That's an awesome deal. That comes down to 62 cents a patty if you divide 48 into 29 bucks. So that's an awesome deal. Think of it that way. There are some seafood options on there as well, so don't forget about that. The imitation crab meat, the Bristol Bay frozen sockeye salmon fillets. Boy, say that 5 times fast. Bristol Bay frozen sockeye salmon fillets. And then the breaded catfish nuggets are on there as well. Buy them by the case. Awesome deals on the truck only in our parking lot and at Hy-Vee Main Street downtown. You can see some wine and spirits deals, some beer on there, some spirits, and yeah, so don't miss it, right? And then the snacks, Powerade. Good week to get some Powerade. Pepsi in the mix, Chex Mix, Lay's Stacks, Jack Link's meat snacks, which is how it's advertised, and it makes me giggle. Beef jerky would have been fine too, but nope, meat snacks. Does that mean that there's like different types? I don't know, but I'm a big fan of teriyaki jerky, so sign me up. And then if you spend $150, 50 cents on the Fuel Saver, awesome, awesome deal. Please check that out. Speaking of the Fuel Saver, how much money have people at this store saved during the month of June? So I ran the report from June 1st to the end of the month. Check it out, $19,269.13 is what you guys and girls saved on gas with your Fuel Saver. Okay, so you did not pay full price at the pump. If you have the Fuel Saver, you saved together $19,269.13. You can't do that anywhere else, right? You can't go to Schmerway and buy things that lower the price of gas, and you can't go to Schmalschmart and buy things and lower the price of gas, and you can't go to Schmaldi and buy things and lower the price of gas. I'm sorry, they just don't have it. They don't have it. So don't pay full price at the pump. Get your things and use the Fuel Saver. The only thing you have to do is remember to use it, because it's like 30 days and then the Fuel Saver amounts kind of fall off. So just don't forget to utilize the Fuel Saver when you earn it. Okay, $19,000 is a lot. Starbucks happy hour. So this right here, if I would have bought it on Thursday between 2 and 7, I could get one for free. So it's back, and it's really exciting because it's going to be hot, and it'll be a great way to beat the heat. Buy one, get one free. Grande or larger drinks at Starbucks, 2 till 7 this Thursday, July 9th. Great opportunity to get a drink for yourself and get one for a friend. We have people one week, we did this a couple months ago, they saved $60. It was like a group at work buying one, getting one. So just keep that in mind. Love Starbucks. It's an awesome deal, and they're excited for that. Today is the last day for the weekly in-store Fuel Saver Flyer, which will have a new one that rolls out tomorrow, so keep that in mind. The Fuel Saver Flyer that we'll show you, you would save $1.21 off per gallon if you bought everything that's on the flyer. So again, another great way to not have to pay full price at the pump, and we are working on getting the new Fuel Saver Flyer ready to roll out for tomorrow. So those are available when you come in the store. You can grab them off the spindles, or you can look for them on the Facebook page and Instagram page, and we will get you taken care of. All right? So it's an awesome way to save money. Don't pay full price at the pump. Why would you? Carrots, salsa, Fiesta trays. Now, the thing is with the flag cheesecake, we have lowered the price. So, you know, will they honor the Fuel Saver? More than likely, but the price dropped on that. So just keep that in mind. Everything else good to go. Today's the last day, and it's $1. Look at that. So sunscreen on there. I know it doesn't include Top Care, but maybe you have a favorite name brand sunscreen. okay, get a fuel saver with it, or the Hy-Vee brand as well. So that's awesome, right? Okay, Aisles Online, New Boston, Illinois. Tomorrow, if you are in the New Boston, Illinois area, we are coming with groceries for you. Go to Hy-Vee.com/grocery or download the Aisles Online app. Get your order together, select pickup, type in New Boston, choose the pickup point, and we'll see you on Wednesday between 7 and 8 p.m. Looking for more folks in the New Boston area that want to take advantage of this deal. It's an awesome opportunity. You don't have to leave your house. I mean, you have to go to the pickup point, but that's really it, right? So again, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. If you don't want to have to get out, let our team take care of you. And we're coming to New Boston every Wednesday, okay? Every Wednesday. Fish Fry Park. That's the name of the location. Have I been there? No. But I can see where it is on the map. And we'll have people there tomorrow. Deadline is 10 p.m. tonight to get your order placed. Got to have a $50 minimum, and we'll take care of the rest. That's it. You just put your order together, and we'll get you. All right. Check it out, y'all. 75% off all remaining DSW shoes and sandals. This is a Steve Madden that on the box, it says $69.99, but that's not how much you're going to pay. You're going to take 75% off of that for a designer shoe. Look at that. Steve Madden. I've had Steve Maddens before. They're super comfortable. What size is this? This is a 10. And there you go, 75% off of a designer shoe. So it's not just the guys' stuff. We showed you the sandals. We showed you the shoes for the ladies. Look at this, Jessica Simpson designer shoe right there. 75% off. How's my shoe modeling skills? There you go. And then the sandal or the slipper is so comfortable. Come on now. Why don't they, like, look at this. This is like wearing a pillow. It's so soft. Minnetonka. Oh my gosh, your feet would be in heaven. You think I could wear these at work? Would anybody notice? Excuse me, sir, your giant hairy toes are sticking out? Oh, they are? I didn't know it. Well, the dress code didn't say no Minnetonka slippers. Show me the dress code. Where does it say that? You probably can't, right? Man, those Steve Maddens are kind of heavy. Oh, wow. That's a solid shoe. Well built, Chris says. Yes, you are right. So, and I love it. Again, it's, 75% off, but it's while supplies last. So if you've been waiting and thinking like, oh, I'll go get those. Well, listen, you don't have a lot of time left to do that, okay? And I want to mention we've got an awesome looking cookie tray down here. So a great opportunity, always, the Hy-Vee Bakery, listen, they have your back. If you're looking for something to share with your coworkers, or you just say it's for your coworkers, then you just take it home and enjoy it, that's fine too. Like whatever the case may be, judgment-free zone. And then, of course, the cookie balloons are nice. Look at that. It's a smiley face cookie. Look at how happy that cookie is right there. That cookie's super happy. So go see them in the bakery and let them take care of you, okay? And they've got those platters. They're ready to go. Was it $12.99? That's a lot of cookies. That's 36 cookies for $12.99. Do the math on that. That's awesome. All right, two things and we'll get out of here. So the breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials here at the store are visible on the July calendar. Today is Tuesday, so we've got $5 California rolls from Hy-Vee Sushi, which are real good. We've got $4.99 any breakfast. Any breakfast, $4.99. That's an awesome deal. $3.49 for a tenderloin sandwich on Tenderloin Tuesday. You can get a 14-inch pizza for $6, and then the breakfast special all day available is the breakfast burrito, $5, ready to go. And those deals are good through the month of July. They're right there. And I hope that you'll check it out. And you'll remember that the Market Grill Express, where we're doing the show from, is open for business, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Come and see us in here. All right. And then last but not least, just a reminder, the store back open at 6 a.m. I know I said I wasn't going to mention this, but I feel like, you know what? It's important. It's the summer. If you're getting out and about early, or if you're just wondering, this store is 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day, Monday through Sunday. So whether it's, and I talked about this yesterday, if you're the type of person that likes to shop when it's not busy, come in at 6 a.m., come in at 6:30, come in at 8 p.m., come in at 8:30. I promise you, it'll be very quiet in here, right? So 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Sunday is when we're here for you. Okay, tomorrow we'll talk to some friends from public health on the show. A couple different topics we're going to cover, certainly. Christy Roby Williams will be here along with a couple other friends, and we'll be here at 8:30 when we do the show live. And I want to thank our friend Nicole Sorgenfrey with the United Way of Muscatine, and boy, was this card appropriate, right? As much as this is a graduation card, it is what the United Way of Muscatine is doing and have been doing during a pandemic. They are changing the world for the better, and they are working well with all the other folks in town that are doing the same thing. So shout out to Nicole and Shane and everybody with the United Way. Keep up the good work. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing the good news, because that's what it is. It's all really good. And they are continuing to be there for people, and we appreciate that. If you need anything from me, Hy-Vee@gmail.com is a great email address. I get it on my phone. I can see it. You can also always reach out to the Facebook page and the Instagram. And I'll just say, we're doing the show on the Market Grill. It's the four of us on this side of the restaurant. Nobody else is over here. And as soon as the show ends, I got the old mask that Hy-Vee has had us employees wear for several months now. But I feel like we can practice social distancing while doing the show. Guests are free to do whatever they're comfortable with. And that's it. So I appreciate you watching. If you need anything, reach out. Don't hesitate. Please bring me those guest suggestions. If you're in the county and there's something going on that we don't know about, I try to have my finger on the pulse of things that are happening, but I don't know for sure all the time, right? I'm not perfect. So if you're in the outer lying areas, if you're in Wilton, West Liberty, Durant, wherever you find yourself, if there's something that we can do for you, you want to come on the show, you know somebody we should talk to, Hy-Vee@gmail.com, or reach out on Facebook, Instagram, call the store, whatever you want to do. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust. Thanks to our friends at Toyota Muscatine. What was in the box today? It was this awesome card. And our friends at Lutheran Living Senior Campus. Lutheran Living Senior Campus, another one of those places that changing the world, taking care of people every single day. And that's what it's all about. Stay cool today. It's going to be hot. Even if you're watching this tonight, it's still warm, right? Check in on people that are maybe being a little stubborn, like my mom. I bet my mom's house today will be at like 79 or 78. Mom, turn your air down a little. Check in on people, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Watching Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton.
Yeah,
this
man.
Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, Hy-Vee@gmail.com.
Bye.